issues, gut problems, intestinal tract problems, fermentation in the gut, acids in the gut. We're talking about celery juice, the power of celery juice for cleaning up the gut, right? All of that. And where's your trash can? That's what I want to know. You guys got a trash can I could borrow? Well, I don't need to borrow your trash can because I got my own trash can. It's right here. I got my own trash can. Let me just show you my trash can right here, you guys. Oh, I'm going to show you my trash can right here. This is a really good trash can too. I got this at, what store did I get this trash can at? It really works. I'm just showing you guys my trash can here. Now, wait. Oh, yep. Oh, trash can's falling apart. Well, let me tell you something, because what happens is people don't realize it, but they're dumping all kinds of stuff in their trash can every single day, right? And it's like, nah. I'll eat better tomorrow. I'll eat better later. I'll eat better another day. Maybe I'll eat better. I'll start January 1st. Guys, when's January 1st? When is it? Like 11 months from now? I'll start then. I'll start January 1st. I missed this January 1st. So I don't want to start now. I think I'll just go for the rest of the year. And then maybe I'll start working on my diet January 1st of 2023. But anyway, talking about the gut, we're talking about what's going on with the gut, everybody's gut, why there's problems, why there's not problems, and everything. Talk about autoimmune, because autoimmune isn't related to your gut so much, but yet autoimmune tends to get worse, right? As we're dumping all kinds of stuff and garbage in our guts. But the relations are not what people think. We're going to cover that for a little bit too. You guys, the MM900 HDS is on sale, not for much longer. And you'll see, okay, at omegajuicers.com, right? You'll see the link in the profile, link in the description, okay? When you put the juicer, when you put the juicer in your cart and then you check out, you'll see it automatically come up $71.98 savings. And food is going up. Food prices, I'm hearing it every day. People I know, they're like, "Oh my God, you know what the food cost me the other day? You know what all that meat cost me the other day? You know what everything cost me the other day? Food's going up. But when food goes up, prices go right. Food prices go up. Food shortages happen. Food prices go up. Whatever's happening right now, inflation's happening, right? All of that. And so what I like about the MM900, you squeeze more juice out. People swear by it. I swear by it. You squeeze more juice out. You save a lot of money. As the year goes on, you save more money. I'm going to juice some celery because celery juice is critical for the trash can. Because that's what's happening with everybody. We're dumping crap in our trash can all the time. How many of these have you had? Maybe it doesn't look like this. Maybe it was different. Maybe it was homemade. Maybe it was some other kind of way you did it. But we really filled that can. How many diners have you? How many people were shit-faced during college, and maybe even after college, whatever, and they're in the diner and they're tanking a whole bunch of bacon, a whole bunch of stuff and everything else? How many people are doing that, right? All this time. And it's not even just that. It's pizza every day. It's everything else. Kelly Beaton says, love my juicer. It's incredible, really. The MM900 HDS, we're going to juice some celery juice. Celery juice is a powerhouse. It's not a joke. Hey, you know what's really screwed up? Right? Everybody who's who. Everybody who's so-called something out there right now, right? Everybody who thinks they're something or they're considered something out there, like relevant, right? Anybody who's who and relevant or whatever, and they're all drinking celery juice, but they don't show it. But you catch them all the time. You see their celery juice in their kitchen counter during a pic, maybe a selfie, whatever, that they post, and you see the celery juice. And you see it in different, like, they'll do the, like, whatever, the collage of photos and stuff like that. And you see the celery juice in there, but they won't say celery juice. They won't say, if it wasn't for that freaking damn celery juice, my skin would look like shit. They don't say, if it wasn't for that celery juice, I'd be constipated off my ass right now. They're not saying, if it wasn't for that celery juice, I'd have flatulence and embarrass myself in front of a whole crowd of people that I'm around every day. They're not saying that either. They're not saying, if I didn't have celery juice, these hemorrhoids wouldn't have gone away. You know, they don't see any of that. They don't see any of that. And that's what's incredible. But it's like everybody who's who, right? On social media, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, wherever it is, you see the celery juice in the back. You see the celery juice in the corner. You see the celery juice hidden somewhere else. And you know what? They're being selfish because you're not saying, you know what? I get it. I'm not selling celery juice. I'm selling, a designer shirt today. I'm selling some skin cream. I'm selling something else because, hey, I'm selling this. Fine. Everybody do what you want. But they're not saying, by the way, I get it. Here's the celery juice. Yes, I drink it every morning. It has gotten rid of my IBS. It's gotten my skin better. It's helped me get rid of my eczema. It's moved the needle. It's changed my life. It's turned my life around. I can't live without it. Every time I stop drinking it, my life starts to go downhill again with my health. My functional medicine doctor said I'm doing better than ever, and it's because of my celery juice. Everybody I know knows I drink celery juice. But yeah, I won't talk about it. I hide it because I'm not going to allow someone else to learn about it, so they can save their butts, because it's all about me, 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 me. It's all about me and my selfies. It's all about me and my thing. Here I am now. I'm on the beach, everybody. Here we go. This is my lifestyle. This is what I'm doing. You think anybody really gives a shit about anybody who's chronically ill that could be like, wait a minute, celery juice? I heard about it. Does it really work? Yeah, it really works, right? But hey, that's how it works out there. The sale's on, a couple more days on the MM900, $71.98. I told you guys I would never talk about that juicer unless it was on sale, because that's the bottom line. I want you to be able to afford it. I want you to be able to get it if you need to get it. If you're using some of their juicer, use it. If you got a juicer that you're using, keep it and use it. But I'm going to talk about how that saves us money, what that does, what celery juice does, and how critical that is. I'm talking about the trash can right now too. Because what we do is we dump all kinds of stuff inside this trash can. And this trash can is important to us right here. This is not the normal trash can. This one's important to us. We beat down and kill our livers is what we do. We blow up our stomachs and destroy our stomachs and stomach glands is what we do. Okay? We injure and annihilate our colons too is what we do. Boom, right? We kill our small intestinal tracts. We don't even know it. Boom, right? And we become a mess is what happens. Everything ferments in here. Everything starts to fall apart in here. We got resilience. Your body's got resilience, right? Our bodies are tough. Our bodies want to recover. They want to do the right thing. But we tend to, through just the course of life, because life is hard, life is not easy, we tend to do things that we're not supposed to. We're not taught. No one's being taught to do things that can be really helpful. Instead, they're being taught to do something that's actually harmful. That happens all the time. You guys know I talk about that all the time out there. So let's go into it a little bit, right? Your stomach, critical organ right there. Your stomach, it's critical. So let's go into that a little bit. So when it comes down to your stomach, right? One thing that's really important to know is we can destroy the stomach glands inside your stomach. These little glands that produce your gastric acid. Your gastric acid is your defense mechanism to stop the bugs. If your hydrochloric acid is really strong, it will kill a case of mono before the mono can even start. So if you kiss somebody with mononucleosis, which is Epstein-Barr fresh infection, and you kiss them and they pass that Epstein-Barr virus into your mouth as you're kissing them, if you're making out with them, that Epstein-Barr virus goes into your mouth. Say you're just drinking off of somebody's glass. Yeah, I'll share that glass with you. Sure, right? And boom, now you got mononucleosis. If your HCl is strong, really strong, it will kill and destroy that Epstein-Barr virus before it can take hold or take root. So as that Epstein-Barr virus goes into the mouth, into your spit, And then you swallow that Epstein-Barr virus with your spit down your esophagus, down your throat, down your esophagus, and that spit ends up inside your stomach with that Epstein-Barr virus. Your HCl will kill the Epstein-Barr virus so you don't catch mono. But no one's stomach acid is that strong. No one's gastric glands are that strong. It's rare, really rare. The world beats us down. The bad food beats us down. Life beats us down. All kinds of things beat us down. Vinegar can kill that opportunity for anybody. If you're tanking vinegar. Apple cider vinegar is so good for you. Meanwhile, boom, you destroy your stomach glands. And then the toxic fragrances beat our own body systems down. The chemical warfare, the sea trails beat us down. Not allowed to say that word. You know, there's so much that breaks us down. The mosquito spray they spray on every state in the United States, every town, every village in the United States, they dump mosquito spray on it all year long out of helicopters on your children, on your babies, on you, purposely. It's nothing to do with the mosquitoes because mosquitoes never die. Mosquitoes are there for eternity. The point is we're up against so much and it beats down our systems. This is not our fault. It's not our fault. Celery juice is critical to bringing us back. You have to get the HCl strong, you guys. It's not a joke. It's not. You know what's sad? There's a lot of people partaking in celery juice selfishly, right? Because, and there's a lot of people that are partaking in celery juice that are saying it's saving my life. It's turning my life around. And you guys are doing that, by the way. You're the ones that are saying that. You're like, celery juice is saving my life. Celery juice has saved my life. Celery juice is moving the needle. Celery juice is doing this. It's one of the most powerful tools. It's one of them, but it's one of the important ones right out of all the powerful tools. It's that celery juice. Don't ever let anybody turn your mind around, brainwash you different and be like, oh, that's just whatever, green juice, that's just whatever. Or celery juice isn't good for you, blah, blah, blah. Science says this, or whatever article they read. Celery juice isn't good because my naturopathic doctor told me, oh, it's got too much salt. Whatever it is, don't get fooled. Don't get fooled. Because it's a massive trick, because all the who's who is drinking it. All the influencers are drinking it. All the YouTube stars, influencer stars, whatever, they're TikTok people, whatever it is that's going on. We're on TikTok right now. Instagram people, whatever, Facebook people, they're all drinking it. And they're doing it. They're doing it. Athletes drinking it. Everybody's drinking it. I think you got to keep it quiet. They got to keep it quiet, but they drink it. They're taking advantage of its power all the time. And then word gets out like, oh, you're not supposed to drink it because this doctor on a podcast says so. You're not supposed to drink it because of this. And then all these people get cheated. Everybody should be shouting out to the rooftops. Everybody should be shouting out to the rooftops is what they should be doing. Big time. I want to show you the MM900 HDS, okay? Now, a juicer's a juicer. A juicer's a juicer. There's a ton of juicers out there. There's a difference here, a big difference. That's why I endorsed it. Huge difference. The metal gears aren't there. Metal, okay? Metal. Any metal is toxic to the body. The metal gears in juicers intoxicate you over time. If you're drinking your green juice, la-di-da-da, you've got your metal gears grinding against each other. You're getting little specks of metal. Thank God you're drinking your green juice if you're getting all those little specks of metal, but at the same time, you're getting all these little specks of metal because you're drinking your green juice. What I love about the MM900, it doesn't do that. You don't have the metal gears grinding against each other. That's critical to know right there. One important reason to drink celery juice, I'm going to tell you right now, is when's your last blood test? When was it? On TikTok, when was your last blood test? Just so you know. Telegram, when was your last blood test? Facebook, YouTube, right? Rumble, when's the last blood test you had? When they draw your blood, they take critical nutrients out. We get deficiencies from our blood draws. That's why the Medical Meeting Podcast at Apple Podcasts, the blood draw, vampire blood draw, right? Bloodletting episode. I talk about how you have to ask for half vials, how you have to ask for quarter vials, you have to ask the phlebotomist for half vials. You got to be very careful because they will bleed you to death. That's why so many people with Lyme disease have died over the years, because they were bled to death. So many people with cancer died early because they were bled to death. So many people with diseases and autoimmune get sick, they're bedridden because they're bled and bled and bled. People now are bled every minute. When's your last blood test? If you're getting routine blood work and you're not doing it right, and even if you were kind of doing it right, if you're getting routine blood work for mystery issues, because that's what people do. They get routine blood work over and over again for mystery issues. You're losing all these critical electrolytes, trace minerals. You're losing things that keep your brain healthy, your body healthy. You're losing critical things. Celery juice helps to bring that back. If you're somebody that had two blood tests this year, celery juice helps to bring you back. You don't ever recover from bloodletting. They take the blood from you. It can take 6 months to recover your white blood cells. Just so you know, where are the white blood cells? Right there. It takes 6 months to recover your white blood cells. That's why celery juice is critical all on its own. Green juice isn't going to do that. Celery juice does that. The trace mineral salts, the sodium cluster salts. It's one aspect of celery juice, really important to know. Most people already have a weakened, broken down immune system, and they're getting blood work over and over again, and it's weakening them more, and they're not getting any celery juice in you. The one way to escape that torturous situation of being in a vicious cycle, of getting your life robbed from you, from blood taken from you, is making sure you're putting something back in to save your life. And that's why celery juice is critical. You had a blood test once every year, you still need the celery juice. Georgiana says you had it in September, right? Sarah says, yes, 6 months to a year, you get your blood work. They pull the blood out of you, you get weakened from it, and we don't put anything back to try to curve that balance, to try to shape that balance is what happens. It's very important to know. That's one reason celery juice is critical, but one really important reason. It really is, you know? So we're talking about the celery juice right now. This is the MM900 HCS. I'm going to show you how the celery juicer works a little bit. I'm just moving some of these foods away right here. Okay. You guys, $71.98 off on this right now at megajuicers.com. This is the MM900 HDS. You got to check it out when you get a chance. If you don't have this model, it's something to look forward to down the road. Might be something you can do. So let's go into this a little bit too. And when you order this, what you do is you go to, you check out, right? You put it in your cart, you check out, and then you'll see the sale. People are always asking me, when is the sale for the MM900? When is the sale? I missed the last sale. When is it? It's right now, letting you guys know, letting you know. Regina said, I felt so bad for weeks after my last blood test last August. What happens is, celery juice is critical to help with all of that. And that's what happens. I tell my friends, my family, if you're getting blood work, you got to put back in the tank. You got to put back in the tank. That's critical. Well, the doctor said at the doctor's office, the nurse practitioner said to just eat a lot when I got home. Just eat whatever. Just make sure I eat a lot of food when I get home. I said, so basically the doctor told you to go fill your trash can, your intestinal tract trash can, instead of doing something that was critically needed. Your doctor and your practitioner and the nurse practitioner didn't tell you to go start celery juice right away because they just took 25 vials of blood, 14 vials of blood, 10 vials of blood. They didn't say, go home and make sure you get some celery juice in, make sure you get some fruit in you, make sure you do the right thing, make sure you get some magnesium in you. No, they don't say any of that. They just say, go home and make sure you eat, build your blood back up. It's really sad. Machine's 20% off, right? So when you get to megajuicers.com, or you see the link in profile and you see the link in the description, right? You put it in your cart, and you'll see when you check out, you'll see the discount, which is incredible right there. People are always asking me, what juicer do I use? People are always asking me, how do I do it? What's going on? How do I, the whole thing. So the MM900 saves us a lot of money. My family, a lot of money. That's what I love, right? That's why I endorse the machine. So let's see if we got it plugged in right here. We do. What I love about it, it's quiet. It's quiet. It's not going, woo! It's not doing something like that. It's not making these crazy noises. So what happens is I'm up usually really late at night, right? I'm working, or I get up really early in the morning, or I never went to bed because I was working all night, and I want to get the juicer going, and I want to get the celery going. So I'll start juicing at 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, and I don't want to wake up the house. This machine doesn't wake up the house, and that's what's really important too. It doesn't wake up everybody, and that's a big deal. So, slow masticating juicer. It's a cold press juicer. That's what it is. $71.98 off. This is a medical device. It's a medical device, is what it is. Medical devices don't have to be a pacemaker. They can be an herbal extractor, because before you get to that pacemaker in your life, before you end up having to get a pacemaker, if you use an herbal extractor medical device earlier in your life, taking care of your heart with celery juice so that you don't have to end up with a pacemaker. I mean, that's the last thing you want to do. I'll have to get a pacemaker prop. You don't want to end up with a pacemaker. Jennifer King says, I can't believe to tell you how celery juice has helped me, and it's been 2 weeks. Jennifer, incredible. 2 weeks you're doing it? Amazing. You can't begin to tell me. Oh, that's incredible. That's really amazing. So I'm so proud of you. So what I like about medical devices, herbal extractors, it's a device you want to use before you get real sick. You know what I mean? Well, oh man, I'm getting sick. I got an autoimmune diagnosis. I got a bunch of mystery symptoms. I got tingles and numbness, aches and pains. I got eye floaters. My skin's getting really bad and chewed up. I got acne. I think it's acne. The doctor doesn't know what it is that's bumping up on my face. I got all these different problems. Maybe it's time to get a medical device, and maybe I could get a medical device before someday I have to get a medical device. The bummer kind of medical devices, right? Something like that. So, one of the things I love about celery juice, trace mineral salts get absorbed into your heart muscles. I know everybody's worried about muscles. They're trying to build up their muscles. Dudes are always trying to build up their muscles, right? Dudes are in the gym, like if they can, if they got the luxury and they don't have to work like a billion hours a week. If there are some dudes that got the luxury and they can work out in the gym every single day and they can go and do an hour or two in the gym, they want to build up their muscles, right? Well, what happens is that trace mineral salts are critical for muscles to sustain themselves and build up. Your heart is a muscle. So trace mineral salts from celery juice goes into the heart. What I love about celery juice, right? It's the cleaner that goes into the heart valves and cleans the edges of the valves. It cleans the edges. So what it does is it cleans the edges of the valves. The edges of the valves get gunked up like your drain. You know what I mean? So I got the sink right here, okay? I'm running it right now, okay? That water's going down the drain right now. So in my sink right now, the water's going down the drain, okay? What happens, our bloodstream is our water, right? That's our bloodstream. That's our water. And it gets gunked up with toxins and garbage. And as it gets gunked up with toxins and garbage, it ends up in here, ends up into the ventricles. It ends up into the heart valves. All that gunk ends up in there. Celery juice is that cleaner to the heart valves. Yeah, if you're not that bad off and you just get a better diet, your blood pressure will go down, you get rid of your processed foods, you do all right. But if you got bigger problems than that, the celery juice is critical for it. Or if you want to prevent bigger problems, the celery juice is there for you. So that's something right there. So I was going into the heart a little bit too. So let's head into adrenals. But you know what? If we're going to go into the heart, we're going to talk about veins and we're going to talk about arteries, varicose veins. All those veins, right, that nobody likes to get. Nobody likes to get those varicose veins. Nobody likes to get spider veins. That's from the liver not being cleaned up for years and years. Everybody's on the high-fat diets, and the liver gets stagnant, sluggish. The liver gets toxic. It's filled with pathogens and garbage and metals. And what happens is your veins just start blowing up. Everybody's veins start blowing up. They get the varicose veins. They grow veins. The veins start to expand. The veins start to weaken. The veins start to collapse as well. That happens to people too. Elias says, how much celery juice a day do you recommend? 16 ounces on an empty stomach every single morning if you can. I would go up to 32 ounces if you got some other stuff going on. If you got some things happening in your life, you want to push it up to 32 ounces. Now, for years and years and years, I said 16 ounces. I've also told people they go to 32, to get 64 ounces you can do. You do 64 ounces, right? And I told people to do that for years. But I'm going to tell you right now, the world is changing. This world is becoming a very disturbing place for a lot of reasons, right? I won't go into a lot of those reasons because you can't. You actually can't. I'll lose all contact with you guys. But what happens is the world is a really disturbing place. And so our bodies are taking that heat. They're taking the stress. They're taking the garbage that's floating around. They're taking the fragrances. They're taking, the chemicals. They're taking the insecticides, right? They're taking all this bad stuff all the time, and that's what's happening. They're taking everything out of the sun. And so it's not even just about eating bad foods or eating good foods. It's more than that, right? Truly disturbing. I know, Lorraine. It's truly disturbing, really. What you'll notice about the MM900, it's quiet. I can talk to you guys while juicing, which is incredible. So it's not like I'm screaming over you guys either, right? So we're live right now on TikTok, live on Rumble, Facebook, YouTube, Telegram. Debbie Gale says, no, you want just celery juice with nothing added. Don't add anything to your celery juice. Do a separate juice. Do a separate juice. Now, what I do with the MM900 is I like to run greens through the MM900 too. So what I'll do is I'll do my celery juice now, right? I'll have my celery juice with nothing mixed into it. No apples, no greens, no nothing mixed into it. You want it to have the power. It's an herb that has to be alone by itself to turn your life around, you guys. But what happens is I'll make another juice later with the MM900. I'll throw a couple of kale leaves in there and then throw some celery in there. I'll throw some spinach in here, some celery. I'll throw some parsley in here and some celery. It's incredible. The machine's incredible. So I like doing some leafy greens mixed with stuff, but that is different medicine. This is the medicine that changes lives and moves the needle. When celery juice, it's by itself. Nothing else compares. And that's what's incredible about it. That's why people are getting their lives back, which is so nice. So I just did some juicing right there. I got a nice thing of juice. It's not the most fibrous celery, which is really great because, you get less, the fiber is not like filling up. But the irony is, that's my pulp. Do you guys see that? That wasn't a camera trick. It's not always like this. Sometimes there's more pulp than this. I mean, you guys know with the MM900, you get more pulp because the celery might have more fiber, right? But the point is that's how insane that is. Think about this, right? Germ theory. I know you're always talking smack about a medical medium all the time, so it's still great to have you on here, by the way. But I know on YouTube you always leave messages like, the medical medium doesn't know what he's talking about. Medical medium has no idea how anything works. The medical germ theory. It's good to have you here. But germ theory, just so you know, I'm holding pulp that's dry. That's dry pulp, okay? It's not soaking wet like where you're constantly squeezing out juice or you're trying to run the pulp back in the machine, right? But that's dry pulp. That's how you're saving money right there. That's how you're saving money, because you're buying less celery. You're buying less greens if you want to do greens with here, but you're buying less celery, right? But this is the Celery Juicer. It's amazing for celery, saves you money on celery, and celery is your herbal medicine. So what happens with this juicer, right? You have this juicer, and you say, well, that's my herbal extractor. Like, that's my herbal medicine extractor. That's for my ailments. That's for my autoimmune. That's for my acid reflux. That's for all my disorders that I have. That's what all my different symptoms I'm suffering from. That's what my endometriosis, my reproductive systems, my HPV, whatever it is that's going on in your life. My constipation, my hemorrhoids, my polyps, whatever I got in my intestinal tract, right? Link is in the description, you guys. Link is in the bio up there at TikTok. You guys, link is in the description. Check them out, right? Okay. So what I'm going to do is strain this right now. So let's get a glass. I have one right here. Let's just use this. And with the food prices going up and food shortages and everything else I keep on hearing happening out there and stuff I've warned people out for a long time, it's good to have something that's saving you some money and also helping you heal. Strain your celery juice. Get those little tiny bits of fiber out of there. Your stomach just needs the herbal extraction. It doesn't need the fiber because you throw it. The fiber should not be mixed with the sodium cluster salts naturally in the celery juice that are turning your life around. Look at that. Is that gorgeous or what? It's incredible, really. It's a beautiful glass of celery juice. You guys see that on TikTok? Incredible. The MM900, the sale's on now. Save $71.98, right? And look, you guys always ask me, right when the sale ends, I get a flurry of DMs, a flurry of messages. I get a flurry of everything saying, when's the next sale? Is it still on sale? I want to get the juicer. I'm like, and then what I do is I will stick my head out of the window, open the window to the house, and then I'll scream because I feel bad for everybody. It's like, you missed it, dude. You missed it. I don't know what to tell you. Let's talk about the liver. Your liver's your fish filter. Did you ever see the fish filter in the tank? Did you ever see the filter in the tank? You guys ever see that? You guys ever go to the grocery store and you see lobsters in the tank? Did you guys ever see that? You ever go to the grocery store and you see all those poor lobsters? Those poor lobsters sitting there. They're all in there. They were ripped out of the ocean. They were pulled up by a lobster trap, ripped out of the ocean, and now they're in a store tank. They're all sitting down there like this, and they're all just depressed. They got rubber bands on their claws, right? Okay? Those lobsters are shitting nonstop. So they just go in a bathroom. And that everything, and all the stuff, the excrement that's coming out of those lobsters, right? That shit trail that's in the tail, if you've ever had lobster, right? So all that's coming out of the lobster and it has to go somewhere. So it goes into a filter. So those big tanks in the supermarkets have this filter. The filter's sucking all that up. That's your liver. Your liver sitting there inside your body right now, sucking all that garbage up. So what is it sucking up? It's sucking up the gas fumes at the gas station. You like the smell of that gasoline? Smells good. Okay, I got the pump in. Yeah, smells like gasoline. Hey, man, this gasoline's knocking me out. Hey, give me a couch. I think I'll roll a doobie now, right? Like, that's what it is. It's like literally can knock you out. It can get you stoned. So that's what gasoline fumes can do. You smell gasoline too long, it can really hurt you. It can set you in a bad direction. That goes into your liver. All the gas fumes you've ever breathed in sit inside the liver for a lifetime and then become a cancer because they end up feeding a virus eventually inside your body. Now you got liver cancer. Now you got another cancer. Now you got whatever. So it's important to know that whatever we're actually getting so many toxins inside of us all the time. But what are we doing to clear them out? What are we doing to get that stuff out of us? How are we blowing that out of us? Celery juice is one of the ways. It's one of the tools. So what I love about the medicine maker, and I call this thing the medicine maker, I call this thing the medicine machine, I call this the herbal extractor, I call this the medical device, I call this a lot of things because that's what it is. So someone asked, where can I buy one on TikTok? So you go to omegajuicers.com or look at the link in the bio, omegajuicers.com, right? And you find the MM900 HDS. That's the one. That's the celery juicer. So just so you know. So Jenna says, I hope this helps my daughter. It's helped a lot of people around the world. It really has. Dee says, I love the juicer, right? So it's important. It juices more than celery. It does. I'll throw greens in here. So I'll throw greens in here, which I really like juice. I'm a big juicer of greens. The reason why celery juice is so important, why I'm always like celery juice, because it's so easy on the system for everybody's messed up, dilapidated, injured, damaged intestinal tracts, damaged guts. They got diverticulitis, diverticulosis. They got IBS. They got celiac. They got Crohn's. They got colitis. They got H. pylori. They got acid reflux. They got low hydrochloric acid. They got inflammation. They got everything wrong with their guts. They got E. coli, C. diff. They got old salmonella just floating around in there. They got everything under the sun in there. And it's time to kind of get that cleaned up. Start to restore that garbage dump that we have inside of us, right? It's incredible how it works. People are worried about food cost. They're worried about it, okay? And so that's one thing right there. And that's the thing about, especially with the tough times, people are worried about tough times. They're worried about food costs. I like to save money. Basically, with another juicer, that probably would have been that much juice. Some juicers, that much juice. There's a lot of juicers with the centrifuge. That centrifuge, right? The metal centrifuge. I probably would say it would get this much juice out of what I just ran through there. You see what I'm showing you guys right now? So I'm showing you like 1 inch here of juice, right? 1 inch here of juice. There's 2 inches of juice right in here. How many ounces that is? Okay. So, and then there's some juicers you'd probably get that much out of. There's some juicers you might get that much out of. Look, I'm not saying every juicer out there you're going to get this much juice, where you're only getting like 2 inches of juice, which you're only getting like 3-4 ounces of juice to how much celery I just ran through here. I'm not saying that. But someone else could have run that much celery through in a juicer and maybe got that much, right? Maybe they got that much. But they're not going to get this much. Some juicers this much, some juicers this much, some juicers this much, some juicers maybe here. But every bit counts because it's a whole nother half a head of celery, a quarter head of celery, or 3 more sticks. And then 3 more sticks adds up, 3 more sticks adds up, 3 more sticks adds up. And since we're on evil planet Earth, eventually, they're probably going to, down the road 20 years from now, they're going to be messing with celery. They're going to be like, it's always going to be like, I don't know. Cars will be driving down the street with a little thing on top. Somebody be in there like, you're only allowed 2 sticks of celery per day. 2 sticks of celery per day, or we're going to come and get you. That's how the world's going. But not right now. The liver works unconditionally for you. Unconditionally for you. It loves you. You can't feel the love. You can't see the love. I get it. We need to see it, man. Show me the love. That's what people are like out there. It's like, show me the love when my feelings are hurt. Show me the love where I'm sad, man. Right? But our liver can't show us the love. It's not like a dog, right? It's not like a dog, right? A dog will show you its love, right? But like, yeah, I don't want a treat, and I do love you, right? But can a chicken show you? I don't know if a chicken can show you. I don't know if a chicken can show you love. I'm not sure about a chicken. The point is your liver can't show you. You can't see it, but it's there. The love is there. Your liver loves you unconditionally, like nothing else. Your liver wants to live. It wants to stay alive. It doesn't want to be transplanted. Your liver doesn't want to be removed. It doesn't want to be taken out of the body. It doesn't want to die. It doesn't want to be transplanted. It wants to stay alive, and it loves you. And so what it does is it just needs a little help and a little love back. That's what celery juice does for it. We're going to talk about the adrenals for a couple of seconds too, you guys. One thing in this world you will get that's a guarantee. I was talking to a doctor friend of mine who he's like a philosopher. He's like, I've heard this a billion times out there, but he said it anyway, right? He said, there's only one certainty in life. And I'm like, what is it? Like, I didn't know what he's going to say. Like, what is it? He's an old surgeon. And he's like, death. That's the only certainty in life. I said, well, I'll tell you one certainty in life. He's like, what is it? What is it? That this world is going to F up your adrenals really bad. That's a certainty in life here. Whether we're taught to play excessively, whether we're taught to do a whole bunch of drugs and destroy ourselves, whether we have no choice but to go on a whole bunch of medicational drugs because we get too sick, whether we're up against a whole bunch of emotional stress, whether we're up against a whole nother problem in our life, whatever it is, one thing's certain in life, there's one thing certain on this planet, is your adrenals are going to take a hit throughout the life. Yeah, planet stress, exactly. Whether it's broken relationships, broken trust, whether it's a boyfriend breaking up, whether it's a girlfriend breaking up, whether it's a divorce, whether it's something else, whether it's a tragic loss, whether it's something that we've gone through that's unimaginable, whether it's something that you think no one understands, whether it's being misunderstood, whether it's being hurt, whether it's our heartache, whether our heart is hurting emotionally, whether we take an emotional hit, whether we feel depersonalization because we've had it beaten out of us, or our soul feels like it's been beaten out of us, whatever it is, our adrenals are going to take a hit. The reason why people start to bounce back, they start to get what feels like some soul back. Celery juice restores those adrenal glands. It's one of those things that feeds them. They're thirsty buggers. These are thirsty critters. These are thirsty critters. And that reminds me, since we're talking about critters, so are these. These are really thirsty critters too, but they don't like celery juice. These critters hate celery juice. These critters like to drink and eat other things. They do. They like to drink all kinds of stuff and eat all kinds of stuff inside the body, and they like to thrive and colonize and then make you sick, and then you get your lupus and your neurological Lyme, and then you get everything else under the sun, your Hashimoto's, your eczema, your psoriasis, you get all your other problems right here. And so what celery juice does is celery juice likes to break down and destroy these little buggers: shingles, Epstein-Barr's, HHV6s, HHV7s, HHV8s, HHV10 through 16 that's undiscovered. All of them. Herpes simplex 1, 2. You know, a friend of mine reached out. I haven't talked to in a long time. The practitioner. It's like, I've been doing a lot of medical medium stuff for all my patients. And I see all the time, I see all the time people coming in with cold sores. Everybody's got a cold sore. Everybody's got herpes. Everybody's got herpes simplex 1. Everybody's got a fever blister, and they're all coming in. It's like kids have fever blisters, adults have fever blisters. Everybody's got these fever blisters. And I say, yeah, and there's so many different varieties of fever blisters. It's like, what do you think? I'm like, well, medical medium protocols about how to break down fever blisters, how to break down the virus and all that. So medical medium protocols are critical. And it's like, no, I know. He goes, I'm just starting to get into those now because nothing else I'm doing is working. So I'm starting to use the medical medium protocols. And celery juice, I noticed, celery juice is one of the on the top of the protocols. It's always like 32 ounces of celery juice, 16 ounces of celery juice, children's dosages of celery juice. Like all these things, it's about the dosages, it's about all that stuff right here. And so that's important all its own to break down the different viruses that people have, cold sores, fever blisters, and all that. And it's like, AW, tell me what the cold sore virus even does. I'm like, trigeminal neuralgia, shingles does that too, but trigeminal neuralgia, pain in the gums, burning tongue, burning mouth, back of the neck pain, ear pain, all kinds of problems like that. And that was just some of the things. And It's critical. Celery juice is one of those critical things. Just so you know, check out the Cleanse to Heal book. And I just want to tell you guys, we're doing the medical medium morning cleanse this weekend. Get prepared. If you don't have a book, make sure you get one. Go to the library, get it for free if you need to. It's a challenge. We're doing the morning cleanse challenge. It's going to be fun. We might have some fun. We might do something crazy. I don't know. We might have some fun. And so we're doing the medical medium morning cleanse challenge. It's coming on this weekend. Get a copy of Cleanse to Heal. It's critical. It's a free cleanse. You know, it's not a $5,000 cleanse. It's a free cleanse that I'm actually doing with you guys. Medical Medium Morning Cleanse Challenge coming up. It's coming up this weekend. Make sure you have a Cleanse to Heal book. Celery Juice is going to be in the Morning Cleanse Challenge. Do you have a juicer? $71 off, 98 cents. If you have a juicer, use it. I don't care what it is. If you have a blender, use it. I'll get a blender out someday. I'll get a blender out and I'll show you how to do celery juice through a blender. It's not ideal. It's not the greatest, but you throw your celery in there, you blend it up, you don't add water, and then you squeeze the crap out of it with a cheesecloth or a nut milk bag, and you squeeze it out. And then you got yourself some celery juice. So if all you have is a blender, be there. The Medical Medium Morning Cleanse Challenge this weekend coming up, you guys. So make sure you have a copy of the book, Cleanse to Heal. Get it free at the library if you don't want to get it on sale at Amazon. One last little note on this. MM900 HDS. Megajuicers.com. $71 off. Make sure you check it out. Link is in description. Link is in the profile. Doesn't have the metal gears, thank God. Okay? It's a cold press juicer. It's incredible, and it saves people money. There's just some things. There's other stuff about it that I don't even talk about. It's great. So it's important. So Carlita says, why am I still having some acne breakouts, even if I removed eggs and dairy from my diet? How long did you remove eggs and dairy from your diet is number one. Because if you remove eggs and dairy from your diet, you still have eggs and dairy inside your liver for quite a little bit of a while. Could be in there for a good few months or more. And then whatever's feeding on it will keep on feeding on it. That's one thing. The other thing is that's one level. There's different varieties of bacteria, strengths of bacteria that cause acne. So if you read Cleanse to Heal and you check into it, and check with your doctor if you want, but if you read Cleanse to Heal, you read about Streptococcus causing acne, right? Some people's Streptococcus is strong. Some of it is even antibiotic resistance, right? Resistant. So there's an acne protocol. So removing eggs doesn't mean it's going to fix your acne, but it's going to help so the acne doesn't get worse and worse and worse. Removing eggs stops it from getting worse and worse and worse. But that's just one aspect of the protocol is removing eggs, right? That's one aspect, removing dairy. Then the other aspect is, did you remove gluten? Because that's another thing that feeds Streptococcus bacteria that causes acne. Then, are you using something to kill the acne? Are you juicing something to kill the acne? Herbal medicine. How much celery juice are you doing to kill off the Streptococcus that's causing the acne? That's another edge of the protocol. See, medical medium protocols aren't just this one little thing where it's like, hey, get rid of some eggs and I did the medical medium protocol. There's 1,000 protocols. You can customize it, go as far as you need to go to get better and heal, and that's what people do. Julie says, I needed to remove all fats before my acne went away. That means the Streptococcus that you had, Julie, was hiding behind all that fat that was in the foods, right? So that was critical to do too. So it was really smart. And then when you apply celery juice or any protocols, you annihilate that strep bacteria because you don't have so much fat in the blood. And that's another thing right there. See, there's so much information to use so you can heal and get better. So yeah, the medical medium information knocks out strep like nobody does. Uma Kali, Golden Seal has helped me with acne. Awesome. Your videos are amazing, by the way. They make me laugh, and they're spreading knowledge and educating people around the world. You guys, I love you much. I'm heading to IG pretty soon. Just going to clean up a little bit. We're going to go to IG. We're turning TikTok back on. We're turning Telegram back on. Hope you guys learned some stuff from all this information about the gut and how the body works a little bit and everything else, and why celery juice is so important. And know that I love you guys. And I'll see you soon. Let's go to IG. Let's turn TikTok back on. Let's turn Telegram back on. Let's have some fun. And I'll see you guys soon.